The history of art in the Philippines dates back to before the country's written history, with early Filipinos creating art in the form of paintings, sculptures, and oral literature. Early Filipinos expressed their creativity through various forms of art, including intricate paintings on cave walls, finely crafted sculptures, and vibrant oral literature. They captured their beliefs, traditions, and way of life. These artistic expressions served as a reflection of their culture, spirituality, and daily experiences. Over time, different historical periods have given rise to distinct artistic styles and movements, many of which continue to be recognized and celebrated today. Countless Filipino artists have played a crucial role in shaping and strengthening the nation's art scene, contributing to its evolution and global recognition. In this video, we will be exploring the lives and works of four pioneering artists who made significant contributions to Philippine art: Fernando Amorsolo, Victorio Edades, Galo Ocampo, and Carlos Botong Francisco. Each of these artists has left a lasting impact, influencing generations of creatives and helping define the visual identity of Filipino art.
Did you know that the first national artist of the Philippines is Fernando Amorsolo? He is also given the title Grand Old Man of the Philippines. Fernando Amorsolo was born on May 30, 1892 in Caliheran in Paco, Manila. But he spent most of his childhood in the rural area of Daet Camarines Norte, which would later be reflected in his future artwork. When his father died, his mother supported them by embroidering, while Amorsolo helped by being an assistant to Fabia de la Rosa. And despite financial struggles, Amorsolo graduated with honors in the University of the Philippines School of Fine Arts. Now, Amorsolo is known for his naturalistic style and rural themes, which also earned him another title, the Painter of Light. He uses light colors and developed the backlighting called chiaroscuro, which became his trademark and greatest contribution to the Philippine painting. The first painting that we'll talk about is the Palay Maiden. This painting depicts a young Filipino woman holding a palay or a rice grain. That Amorsolo's beauty preference is expressed through the women he has painted over the years, including this Palay Maiden. He has rejected the Western beauty standards and instead painted women with round faces, lively eyes, blunt nose, and other physical characteristics that Filipino women have. Additionally, this painting represents the rural countryside of the Philippines using realism. The second painting that we'll talk about is Amorsolo's Planting Rice. This picture captures the Filipino farmers' hard work and labor, predominantly female farmers and some male farmers. The sight of men and women tending the rice field, the symmetrical cone of Mayon volcano, the colorful clothes and the salakots worn by the farmers shielding them from the intense tropical sun, and the carabao plowing the field are depicted perfectly by Amorsolo. It can be seen as a way to represent the Filipino farmer's resilience and diligence. The scene's warm and golden light represents hope and optimism. The green and earthy tones represent fertility, growth, and abundance, and the overall painting can be interpreted as a celebration of the Filipino farmers who continuously work hard for our agriculture.
As time goes by, people's lives has changed, and so is art. This artist is Victorio Edades. Born on December 23, 1895 in Pangasinan, he discovered his love for art early on. After studying in the University of the Philippines, he took his passion to the next level by heading to the Art Students League in New York, where he was exposed to the latest art trends from Europe and the US. When he came back to the Philippines in 1920s, Edades started to develop his own unique style, bold, angular lines, and vibrant colors. His painting often depicted every Filipino life, from the busy streets of Manila to the lush countryside. He wasn't just painting scenes, he was capturing the essence of Filipino identity while also challenging traditional art styles. By the 1930s, he was teaching at the University of Santo Tomas, eventually becoming the Dean of the Department of Architecture. He He made big changes there, introducing a liberal arts program that offers subjects like art history and foreign languages, leading to the fine arts degree, something new in the Philippines at that time, since art schools are mainly vocational back then. Over the years, Edades earned plenty of recognition for his heartbreaking work. His painting Poinsettia Girl even set a record, selling for an impressive $440,000 and $158 at auction. His contributions left a lasting impact on Philippine art, securing his place as one of the country's most influential artists. Now, let's talk about some of his artworks. Painted in 1949, it's a large-scale painting of group of laborers seemingly in the process of constructing something. The figures in the painting are shown working together with muscular, almost exaggerated forms symbolizing the collective power of the working class. He used modernist style to emphasize the strength and dignity of manual labor. The painting is a statement about dignity of working class and how it contributes to the society's development. Edades focused on highlighting the struggles and effort of the builders, elevating their role in society and emphasizing their importance in shaping the world around them. The sketch, painted in 1928, the artwork serves as a strong illustration of his contribution to modernism in Philippine art. It shows that the process of creation and design often seen as a reflection of the artist's mindset. The painting features a man, commonly interpreted as an architect or builder, sketching out a structure. This symbolizes the connection between thought, creativity, and construction. This work is often seen as a bridge between traditional Filipino art and modernism. Edades used a builder's sketch to show how architecture and designs are just as much as an art form as painting or sculpture.
Alongside Victorio Edades, this Filipino artist is also one of the pioneers that revolutionized and introduced modernism in the Philippine art scene. Galo B. Ocampo was born on October 16, 1913 in Santa Rita, Pampanga, and became one of the most influential Filipino artists of his time. He was known for breaking away from traditional academic art and embracing the Western modernism instead. After earning his fine arts degree from the University of the Philippines, he went on to receive an honorary doctorate in humanities from the University of San Carlos in Cebu in 1967. He was also the first Filipino to study heraldry abroad and became a member of the International Institute of Genealogy and Heraldry in Madrid. Later on, he taught at the University of Santo Tomas and became a high-ranking official in the Fine Arts Department at Far Eastern University. Ocampo, alongside with his fellow Filipino artists, Carlos Botong Francisco and Victorio Edades, formed the triumvirate. They rejected the conventional art styles of the 20th century, believing that art should be more accurate, personal, and realistic. Their work sparked the Philippine modern art movement, and one of their most notable projects was the mural Rising Philippines in the lobby of the Capitol Theater in Manila. Ocampo's art was heavily influenced by Cubism, Surrealism, and Expressionism. One of his most talked about pieces was Brown Madonna, stirred controversy by depicting the Blessed Mother and the Holy Child Jesus as brown-skinned Filipinos. Other famous works includes Moro Dancer and the Igorot Dance. During the Second World War, Ocampo wasn't just painting. He was also involved in intelligence work for the guerrilla movement and served as a captain in the United States Armed Forces in the Far East. His wartime experiences left a deep impact in his art, inspiring his Flagellant series, which included the haunting works like Eche Homo and Shades of Things to Come, capturing the brutal realities of war. In the 1960s, he took the role as the curator of the Presidential Museum in Malacanang and later on became the director for the National Museum. He also served as the secretary of the Philippine Heraldry Committee, where he designed coats of arms for cities, provinces, and municipalities across the country. Some of his most notable designs include the coat of arms of the Philippines, those of various archbishops of Manila, and the insignia of the Order of the Golden Heart. If you've ever seen the stained glass windows of the Manila Cathedral or the Santo Domingo Church, you're also looking at his work. Ocampo passed away in 1985 in Arlington, Virginia, but his legacy lives on. In 2015, he was posthumously awarded the Order of Lacandulo with the rank of Marangal na Pinuno for his immense contributions to the Philippine art and heraldry. Now, let's look on some of his works. Brown Madonna. Galo Ocampo's Brown Madonna is probably his most controversial and talked about artwork. It's an oil-on-canvas painting from 1938, and what made it so shocking at the time was that, for the first time, the Blessed Mother and baby Jesus were depicted as brown-skinned Filipinos instead of the usual fair-skinned, European-looking figures. Ocampo once shared that he got the idea from classical artists like Rafael Santi, who often used local women as models for the Madonna. That made him wonder, why not use a Filipina? Flagellants. Galo Ocampo's Flagellant series is a collection of oil paintings he created after the Second World War. The war, and everything he went through during it, deeply influenced these works. In this series, Ocampo focused on the practice of flagellation, a religious tradition in Christianity where people show their faith through acts of self-punishment. A common example of this is the cenaculo, or the reenactment of Christ carrying the cross, which appears a lot throughout the collection. His strong sense of nationalism really comes through in this piece. He blended Christian themes with Filipino identity by dressing the Virgin Mary in traditional Filipino clothing, atapis and baro. The background is also full of local elements like anahaw plants, rice fields, bamboo trees, and even a bahay kubo, all reinforcing the Filipino setting. To top it off, he even translated the Latin phrase Ave Maria into Filipino, so instead of the usual, you'll see Binabati Kita Maria written on Mary's waist. One striking piece from the series shows Jesus as a man with his face covered by a white veil, carrying a cross on his back as he approaches a church. In the Philippines, flagellation is a familiar sight, especially during the Holy Week, as many people see it as a part of their panata, a personal vow of faith, sacrifice, and devotion. Other paintings in the collection like River of Life, Christ, Prayer, and the Flagellants all share a dark, greedy, and unsettling tone. They reflect the horrors of war, the struggles of the people, and Ocampo's own experiences during the Second World War, making this series both deeply personal and hauntingly powerful.
Allow me to take you through a remarkable journey in art and history. Carlos Botong Francisco's mural, Filipino Struggle Through History, is not just a piece of art. It's a powerful narrative that captures the soul of Manila past and the indomitable spirit of the Filipino people. Created in 1964, this masterpiece vividly portrays key moment in the nation's history, from the ancient House of Tondo through the painful years of Spanish colonization, the 1896 Philippine Revolution, and the subsequent American and Japanese occupation, all the way to the post-war era. With its dynamic composition and the vibrant colors, the mural doesn't just showcase historical figures like Jose Rizal and Andres Bonifacio, it also highlights everyday Filipinos representing the strength and resilience of the collective Filipino spirit. Francisco's use of flames and string to tie together these various historical episodes symbolize an unyielding revolutionary passion and the boundless creativity of the Filipino people. This work of art is living testament to our nation's identity, cultural pride, historical consciousness. Truly, it is a masterpiece that celebrates both our struggles and our triumphs. The image of women in his painting are captivating blend of myth, history, and tradition. He drew inspiration from figures like Maria Makiling, a character from mythology, and Princesa Urdua, a legendary historical figure. His art also captures scenes from daily life as the Maiden is being carried on hammock across the mountain of Antipolo, but perhaps most striking are his depiction of contemporary folk, women preparing fish for sinigang, a dish close to the heart of many. His love for capturing is the essence of fisher folk, the community he lived among in the fishing village, shine through his work, making these subjects not just beautiful but deeply personal. Let's talk about one of Fernando Amorsolo's most famous paintings, Fruit Pickers Harvesting Under the Sun. This masterpiece perfectly captured the heart of Filipino rural life. Imagine standing under the bright tropical sun, surrounded by hardworking farmers gathering fruits. You can feel their dedication and energy, right? Amorsolo show us not just the physical labor, but also the resilience and harmony these people have with nature. What's incredible about this piece is Amorsolo's use of color and light. The vibrant hues and brilliant backlighting create this warm, optimistic vibe, like there's joy even in the middle of hard work. It just radiates positivity, but there's more to it. This painting isn't just about beautiful scenery, it's a celebration of cultural pride. It highlights values like diligence, hard work, and respect for nature, things that are central to Filipino identity. Fruit pickers harvesting under the sun is a tribute to the enduring spirit of Filipino and their deep connection to the land. It reminds us that there's beauty in the everyday strength and simplicity. What are your thoughts? Doesn't it make you appreciate both art and culture even more?
And last but not the least, we have Carlos Modesto Botong Villaluz Francisco, a legendary Filipino muralist from Angono, Rizal. Francisco Botong went to the University of the Philippines School of Fine Arts way back in the 1930s. Before the war even started, he made illustrations for the Tribune and La Vanguardia newspapers. Francisco eventually teamed up with Victoria Edades and Fermin Sanchez to paint sets for the Manila Grand Opera House and the Clover Theater. After World War II, Francisco taught at the University of Santo Tomas. At the same time, he also got involved with Miguel Conde in filmmaking, working as a scriptwriter and costume designer. And for his paintings, Francisco was recognized multiple times for achievement in visual arts, including his painting Kaingin. Francisco's Kaingin won first prize in the 1948 painting in the inaugural National Exhibit of the Art Association of the Philippines, held at the National Museum in 1948. He was stated the national artist in the Philippines in 1973.